Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen with a summary of Reverse the Verse Object Container Streaming. So this was the live stream where they went over different parts of Object Container Streaming that is in 3.3 and beyond, and what we can expect from the technology. Object Container Streaming has touched every part of the game and taken a long time to develop. I'm going to refer to Object Container Streaming as OCS because that seems a lot more sensible in this video. At its core, it's intelligent loading and unloading of assets and entities to optimize performance and remove the need for any loading screens or pauses. Star Citizen Alpha 3.3 is focusing on the client side of OCS rather than the server side, which is also required and coming later. In the future, servers will benefit from the tech too, and the implementation of OCS in Alpha 3.3 is certainly not the final version. Lots of testing and iteration is required, and potentially more supporting tech, and that's all going to need to be dialed in, so set expectations accordingly. OCS will load and unload content based on its size and distance away from you. Planets are going to be loaded from further away, obviously at reduced levels of detail than a ship, for example, which ships are smaller, they're going to be loaded in when they're closer to you because the scale of a planet, it's going to be a pixel when it's a very long distance from you, whereas a ship would be a lot closer to you before you're able to see it. Squadron 42 is also going to use this client-side OCS. Bind culling is in a feature-complete state. It aids the server-side control of OCS on the client's PC. They also need to make sure that objects, damage, stored states, and changes are the same and synchronized for the server and all the clients. Now, although servers are not going to be getting the same sort of benefits from OCS, they obviously still need to use it in the short term still. They're still telling the clients what they're supposed to be seeing. The server decides what to load and unload for the client. Distant objects will receive fewer updates from the server. They can use headless clients, and they have been using headless clients that simulate a player being logged in to test OCS under load and in lots of different circumstances. The entire game, every object has been updated to support object containers and object container streaming, which is one of the reasons they had to rebuild the Stanton system from 2.6.3 to 3.0. There's going to be bugs, so bear that in mind. All parts involved with OCS needed to be made and spawned thread safe, basically functioning correctly during simultaneous execution of multiple threads and be able to share data with one or more threads at any given time. This also required them to convert all of the Lua code that they had to C++. With some of their tests, they had drastic performance improvements, at least that's what QA are reporting. But we literally won't know anything until we have that build in our hands and it's live. Lots of things could change and new systems could cause new issues and slowdowns, that sort of stuff. Server load will be heavier in the short term for 3.3 when servers are actually making use of the server-side OCS themselves efficiently. That should take a lot of load off them, which will be in a future iteration of OCS as it requires some additional tech that they're currently working on. Again, in the short term, client PC memory usage will be lower, which is great. So straight up in 3.3, we should have a lot lower RAM usage. This is going to allow them as well to add lots more things in the verse is the idea. So we can have more NPCs around, more detail, that sort of stuff. Initial load times are down as well. There are general improvements when it comes to resources being used. So among other things, CPUs will also benefit. It's going to be more scalable, I think is the idea, so that lower end and medium NPCs can actually play the game without huge amounts of concessions. So the initial version of OCS won't benefit from the server-side OCS improvements that the technology will eventually bring, such as more players per instance, although server caps will be increased once server performance does improve. Once completed, server-based OCS will see the server stand by or load out areas of a system or object containers that are not currently needed by the server. At the moment, it has to basically be aware of everything to a certain extent. There are no limits to the amount of containers that can be put into each other. They can nest them as many as they want. I think they said that they have been using up to 7 levels of containers in containers currently. A star system, so let's take Stanton. That's the parent or root object container that all other containers and areas are placed in. So a planet, a building, space station, room, that can all be an individual object container and then placed in each other and nested in each other. Typical bugs with object container streaming will be crashes, objects popping in or out, or jittering, amongst other weird things probably. So do you have any other questions about object container streaming or object containers? Chuck them in the comments below. I have done some previous videos explaining what exactly object containers, bind culling is, object container streaming, so I'll link that video down below as well. So with Alpha 3.3, we're just getting the client side object container streaming stuff, and then server side stuff will be coming later, and then server meshing will be coming after that as well. And so the object container streaming server side should allow for more players in areas and for servers to have much less load, which means that they can have many more servers on their hardware and that sort of stuff. So, and hopefully we won't be constrained by server hardware any further. That would be absolutely great. And then server meshing allows lots of servers to be stitched together and then spin up and spin down based on population in the verse. So if we have an area with 50 people in, one server might be running that, but outside that room there might be another 100 people, so then another server could be spun up to be running the area outside, things like that. So server meshing basically allows everyone to be in the same mega server altogether, at least potentially, because they could go down the route of splitting it to the Americas, Europe, and Asia in the shorter term. Almost certainly that's what they will do, but we'll have to see how that evolves. Every month we have a ship giveaway. This time for September, it's a Saber Raven, a game package, and a CitizenCon digital goodies pack. All you need to do to be in for a chance of winning is be subscribed to my YouTube channel and comment on any of my videos during the month. If you'd like to support the channel further, please consider joining on YouTube as a sponsor or via Patreon. Also, if you're looking to get or upgrade a gaming PC, then consider Shadow instead. Shadow is a subscription-based cloud gaming PC service that can turn most devices, phone, laptop, PC, tablet, and more into a powerful gaming PC via the internets. Links to more info in the description for that, and if you do decide to try it, then use the code BoredGamer to get a discount on the service. Shadow is now available in Germany as well now, and they've just got a new data center in Amsterdam too. Thanks for watching, guys. I look forward to your comments. Take care, and I'll see you in the verse.